Equatorial Guinea is a small but intriguing country located on the west coast of Central Africa. Despite its modest size, it boasts a unique blend of cultures, languages, and landscapes. Officially known as the Republic of Equatorial Guinea, it is one of the smallest countries in mainland Africa by area and population, yet one of the richest in terms of natural resources, particularly oil and gas. Geography and location. Equatorial Guinea comprises two main regions, a continental region known as Rio Muni, which is bordered by Cameroon to the north and Gabon to the south and east, and island regions, including Bioko Island, home to the capital, Malabo, and the smaller Anoban Island, located far southwest in the Gulf of Guinea. Bioko lies about 40 kilometers off the coast of Cameroon. The country also includes several small offshore islands. The country's total area is about 28,000 square kilometers. It has a tropical climate, with high humidity and significant rainfall, especially on Bioko Island, which is mountainous and volcanic. Lush rainforests cover large parts of the territory, making Equatorial Guinea rich in biodiversity. Population and languages. Equatorial Guinea has a population of approximately 1.6 million people. The country is ethnically diverse, with several groups including the Fang, who make up the majority, the Bubi, indigenous to Bioko Island, and smaller groups such as the Ndao and Anobones. Despite its relatively small size, the cultural landscape is complex, shaped by both African traditions and colonial legacies. The nation has three official languages: Spanish, French, and Portuguese. Spanish is the most widely spoken and serves as the language of administration, media, and education. Additionally, Fang and Bubi are commonly spoken native languages. Equatorial Guinea is the only African country where Spanish is an official language, a legacy of its colonial past. History and colonial legacy. Equatorial Guinea has a long and complex history. Before European colonization, the area was inhabited by various Bantu-speaking peoples. In the 15th century, Portuguese explorers arrived, but by the late 18th century, Spain took over the territory. In 1968, Equatorial Guinea gained independence from Spain. However, the post-independence period was marked by political instability and authoritarian rule. The first president, Francisco Macias Nguema, established a brutal dictatorship that led to widespread human rights abuses and economic collapse. He was overthrown in 1979 by his nephew, Teodoro Obiang Nguema Basigo, who has remained in power since then, making him one of the world's longest-serving presidents. Government and politics. Equatorial Guinea is officially a presidential republic, but in practice, it operates under an authoritarian regime. President Obiang holds significant power, and elections have been widely criticized for lack of transparency and fairness. The country has a history of political repression, limited freedom of speech, and human rights concerns. Despite criticism, the government has maintained a degree of stability, largely thanks to oil revenues that began flowing in the 1990s. Economy. Equatorial Guinea's economy is heavily reliant on petroleum and natural gas, which account for the vast majority of its GDP, exports, and government revenue. The discovery of offshore oil reserves in the 1990s transformed the country from one of the poorest in Africa to one of the richest per capita. However, this wealth is unevenly distributed. Much of the population still lives in poverty, and basic services such as healthcare, education, and infrastructure are underdeveloped. The government has launched some efforts to diversify the economy by investing in agriculture, fishing, and tourism, but progress remains slow. Culture and society. Equatorial Guinea's culture is a fusion of indigenous African traditions and Spanish influences. Music and dance play an important role in society, with styles like makassa and reggaeton being popular. Traditional festivals, rituals, and storytelling are also central to community life. Religion also shapes social life, with Christianity, mainly Roman Catholicism, being the predominant faith, followed by small communities of Protestants and Muslims. Traditional beliefs and practices still exist, particularly in rural areas. Education and health. Although the government provides free and compulsory education at the primary level, access and quality remain inconsistent. Literacy rates have improved over the years, but higher education is limited and often pursued abroad by those who can afford it. Healthcare infrastructure is also underdeveloped, with rural areas facing severe shortages of medical facilities and trained personnel. The country has made some strides in reducing diseases like malaria and increasing vaccination rates. Conclusion. Equatorial Guinea is a country of contrasts, rich in natural resources yet struggling with inequality, small in size but rich in cultural diversity, officially democratic but politically centralized. Its strategic location, oil wealth, and vibrant cultural heritage give it significant potential, but continued development will require political reform, economic diversification, and investment in human capital.